Hello and welcome back to yet another travel vlog here on the Pad the Nomad channel. You join me today on the island of Sumatra in Indonesia. But more specifically than that, why am I here in the small town of Bukit Lawang? I'm staying at the Sumatra Expeditions Lodge with thanks to Sumatra Ethical Expeditions. We'll get more onto the lodge and the company later on in this video, but let's rewind a few mornings ago when I began my 3-day expedition in the jungles of Bukit Lawang, looking for primate species, hornbills, the lot. I shall see you later on. I was just sat here eating a banana, nice and chill, and then this dude literally jumped and took it from my hand and then ate it in front of me. Cheeky monkey. Some beautiful lunch and just chilling in the clearing, and just as the fruit comes out again, obviously these silvered leaf monkeys have come to play. Thankfully this time I wasn't robbed of my fruit, so all is good. We've hiked about 5 kilometers so far, possibly 3 hours, a lot through the jungle. We've seen orangutan, pigtail, longtail, macaque and the silvered leaf monkey. Oh, and a little bit of the white handed gibbon, so that's been amazing. Seen so much already. We're just getting cleared up now, and then we're going to head off and finish off the day 1 of trekking. Seen a couple of times today where the bear claw is going up the tree, but this time the bees have been down the bottom. So imagine I'm one of those beautiful sun bears ripping this open, trying to get some of that juicy honey. Lovely. We then made it to the camp, and of course the first thing we did was get in and have a swim, because it was a super sweaty day and that water is freezing cold, coming fresh from some spring somewhere. But let's take a little look at the camp in this side. We've got a very rudimentary, I'm sharing this with Lubo, very tall Slovakian guy. Wilf is lucky enough to get the middle one, and then the couple, Lorena and Hector, have got the far bed. So there's the 5 of us on the tour, as you can see. A Spanish couple down there, Wolf chilling on the mats. Lubo cleaning and hoping that his shirt's going to be good for tomorrow. And then in here you have the magical guides. There's Rudy. Dirty at the back, and then new guy, Rizwan, who's going to cook up an absolute storm tonight to fill the belly. I'm buzzing, cannot wait. Kopi hitam on the way, and then it's time to chill out. Good morning to our pocket of paradise here in the jungle. It is 8:30 a.m. We were going to set off at 8, but this is jungle time. Life goes on. As we were having our ginormous sandwich earlier, a beautiful orangutan, the reason we were leaving early, just came floating over the top. Beautiful, nice little treat in the morning. Can he go wrong? But here we are, our adventurous team, minus Lubo, ready to go and see day 2 of the jungle trek. Why am I out of breath? Because I decided it would be a good idea to sprint up that hill for the sake of a time lapse. Hopefully it was worth it. I'll leave it in. I've just looked, it wasn't the best, but life goes on. It's now midday. We've been hiking for a few hours. We've already seen the orangutans, white-handed gibbons, and heard the siamangs, which are the main hope to see today. So fingers crossed. We're on our way now to the lunch spot. Then the afternoon is centered upon seeing those siamangs. We made it, and Wolf's already going for a swim, and by the look of me, I need it too. Day 2 was awesome. Still didn't see the siamangs though. That's tomorrow's job. For now, time to kit off and get in there.
So you have to pick up the peanut.
It's a lovely chilled morning, final morning of the trek here, the crab eating, but right now peanut eating, long-tailed macaques, chilling by the river. Earlier on today, while looking at the canopy here, we saw some movement up in this region, then in this region, and then down in this region. Thanks to the binoculars, I was able to see a huge orangutan. Now, unfortunately, it didn't have a massive face. Apparently this takes till about 25 or more years old, but it was still larger than the 2 females we saw yesterday, so that was insane. And just to be in this little pocket of paradise by the river. It rained all night, but thankfully the river's gone back down again, and we can go on more trekking today to hopefully see the siamangs. But for now, I'm going to enjoy watching these macaques steal the rest of our food, and then we'll go. One of the last things you will have seen yesterday of the trekking was us just about to go down a huge slope. Well, the first thing this morning, in order to try and see the siamangs, is to climb straight back up. So we've had a 30-minute scramble, as you've seen, back to the top of the ridge. And we heard the siamangs in a similar sort of area when I showed you earlier. I first saw the orangutan really high up on the side of the valley. So hence why we've climbed up to the top of the ridge to go along. We are now then on the highest point of the ridge. You can sort of see behind me, there is a tree line over the other side, but it's no higher than where we are now. So I don't think you can gain much more elevation. Unfortunately, all of those calls have dropped off now, just the cicadas and the odd bird song, but it's still really cool to be up here, just chilling, listening, and waiting to see if something goes past. Definitely still worth the scramble all the way up, maybe 300 meters elevation gain, just to go all the way back down again in a moment. But yeah, you'll see that when you see that. For now, I'm just going to enjoy the serenity of the jungle. Right now, completely wild orangutan 10 meters from me. As he disappears often, that is possibly one of the coolest animal experiences. Wow, completely wild animal experiences ever. It's likely, because we're in the similar area, that that's the same orangutan I saw 3 or 4 times this morning from camp up in the trees. And now, within the last 10 minutes of our 3-hour hike this morning, he just happens to be 10 meters off the side of the path. Finds us rather interesting for 5 minutes, stares at us, and then just slowly climbs off into the canopy and disappears away. Utterly magical. What a brilliant, brilliant end to the trekking portion of this expedition. So we've finished the trekking portion of this experience, but now we're going to get back downriver, and as you might have just seen, we're going to do that by going rafting. And so as we return from the trek, I hope you enjoyed what you saw. Let's go inside because it's just super sunny today, and let's talk a little bit more about the lodge and the company, Sumatra Ethical Expeditions. I first became aware of this place a few weeks ago when I met a fellow traveller, Fran, all the way over in Flores. She told me she was coming to Sumatra to visit a friend from England. In comes Lily. Lily came here a few years ago as a teacher to work in the local school and met Kakok. Kakok, being a local boy, been here all his life, was a guide for more than 8 years, worked for more than 20 years as a porter and assistant guide, etc. The guy knows the area. And together, they've got married, they've got a beautiful son, and they've set up this wonderful organization, Sumatra Ethical Expeditions. Now, what makes Sumatra Ethical Expeditions so ethical? Over his many years working as a guide and over the last 4 or 5 years organizing trekking, Kakok knows how important it is for there to be fair pay for the guides. Lily, being a local teacher and being more involved in the community, knows how important it can be not just for the guides and the porters to be involved, but this expeditions organizations here in Bukit Lawang to involve more of the community. That's why through staying here in the guest house, built more recently over here to my left, you can indulge yourself in cooking classes, get out there in the mud, learn how to plant the rice and grow the paddy fields, or go and visit some local textile places and learn how to do eco printing on various textiles. There really is no end to the amount of things that you can do while staying here at Sumatra Ethical Expeditions. So I've spoke to you a lot about Kakok and Lily, so without further ado, let's go meet them. So as it turns out, it's incredibly hard to pin down two young parents and business owners to sit down together. But as promised, here we go. We have the wonderful Lily, who is going to look after you awesome when you come and stay here, and baby Osaka, who's behind this cover, whatever I've used to block him out because he's a baby. And finally, the wonderful Kakok, the local dude who knows everything and is amazing at table tennis. Cheers, brother.
Cheers, brother.
From me then, my last video here in Asia, next up New Zealand, but for now, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.